in the city of, within the surrounding area. I think it was in Joelton, Tennessee. And I would like to know from you the impact that you think that such activities, while it might be isolated, such activities would have upon black people pursuing housing in areas where they have not traditionally sought housing. Do you think that that would have an impact? And I'd like for you to speak to that, if you could, please.
Right. What it has done is created questions in the buyer's mind. They will ask us now, is that a safe area to go? Not speaking of that particular area, but of any area that's predominantly white. Also, the odd thing about it, just to show how far Nashville is reaching now, we have we have a relocation department. We have quite a few people coming into Nashville, minorities, okay, being transferred here and so forth. They will ask, is it safe? I think that's one thing that has happened. It's not that people are not still moving, you know, in all different areas as far as minorities moving in different areas in the city, but they do ask us, is it safe? And of course, being a realtor or just out in the real estate market, the only thing we can say is that you have a right to move anywhere you want to. Most areas in Nashville, I think you would not have any problems at all. But as far as guaranteeing what might happen, we're not able to do that.
But are you saying that prior to this time, prior to the cross burnings, nobody raised that question as to whether or not an area was safe for black people, but now, or blacks or other minorities, but now since that those incidents, that is generally a question that is asked by people who are coming into the Nashville area?
It's a big question. It's a big question. Heretofore, we did have local people would ask, well, I would like to move out in this area. You know, is it safe? But it wasn't as often as it is now. And of course, people coming in the city, and they already have, some of them have negative feelings about the South anyway, which is not really true. But in that they've heard about these things and they are asking more.
Very good. Mr. Lawrence, finally, in terms of the homeless in Nashville, there was a report yesterday that said that most of the people, the public, I think, has become somewhat bored and somewhat jaded in terms of hearing as much about the homeless population as we are generally telling them on television and the news media. I would like your comments in reference to this. Do you think that we are overplaying this issue of the homeless in Tennessee too much? Do you think we should pull back on it? Or do you think that we ought to have any real concern about the homeless?
Well, I think that's...
I mean, from your agency's point of view.
Right. I think that's part of the problem is public apathy. And the public has got to be mobilized, as they have to be in a number of areas in order to, you know, build a consensus to try to deal with the problem. And right now, as far as the government involvement or the political involvement, housing is not a priority nationwide. There are issues such as education, which are important in other areas, national defense, that these are important, and housing is not a high priority. So the public has got to be made more aware of the magnitude of the problem of housing for the homeless and housing for the poor than they are right now. And that, unfortunately, is not a priority. And that is what we consider our role, is to make the public aware.
So we are almost on the opposite of that attitude that we are giving it too much play and too much publicity.
That's right.
Very well. Mr. Dumas, finally, we hear quite a bit about how to purchase real estate with no money down, and that real estate is really the best area to get rich quick in. And I would like for you to give us some of what you consider to be the positive and the negative aspects of being involved in real estate.
And that's a real good question, because you're right, everybody think that get into real estate, you get rich quick. They don't look around and see how many of us are not rich, and we've been in real estate for a long time. I think one of the biggest things, if a person really wanted to try to increase their wealth, the best way to do it, of course now with the change in the tax laws, we have to deal with that. To buy low, the same as any other thing, just buy low and then sell high or higher than what you paid. And by that I mean to buy maybe a small house in need of some repairs, try to get owner's financing, which would give you the initial, not necessarily zero cash in, but very low cash in. Get the owner to carry the notes on the property. Bring the property up to standard, make it real nice, do cosmetic improvements and whatever else it takes to bring the house up to standard. Then sell for more than you paid for it. And if you do this several times, then you will increase your wealth. As far as get rich you know, it's hard to say that you're going to get rich quick.
Very well. What about the positive and negative aspects from your point of view as a realtor?
In trying to...
And being involved in real estate.
Okay, well, as far as what I was saying about buying the houses to repair, the thing you have to watch, and it can happen to all of us, be very careful as to the number of repairs that need to be made to bring the house up to standard. If you're buying a house that needs repairs and you plan to turn it over into a sale, I would check with the Department of Codes, see what the requirements, what all is needed so that you really want get taken.
Very good. And I want to thank the two of you for coming by this afternoon and this evening and talking to us about the various aspects of the housing market in Nashville. And this is Dr. Haney for Black Pulse bidding you good night.